Welcome to Off Air with Christy Cable. Jenn Thomas is on the show with me today. She says that food is her first language. That's why we became best friends instantly years ago. She's a food stylist, recipe developer, and picture taker. Her food journey spans from an eating disorder to Rachael Ray to food producer. She has been cooking since before she could see over the counter. So Jenn, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. This is a delight.
I am so glad you said yes.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked me because I was going to ask you and I was like, well, I'll wait for the invite.
Stop it. I didn't realize, and that's the whole thing. I always tell my guests when they're on the show that there's so much to our awesome guests on the morning show. For those of you watching in another state on Fox 8 News in the morning that I anchor, she's been cooking on our show, my gosh, how many years?
I don't know, like a pandemic era?
Yes, long time.
Yeah.
A long time. And so I go, we got to get your story. And she
thank
has
you.
Quite the story, and she's a big deal. So we'll start there. I wanted you to talk about your aunt's flower shop.
Oh,
because
yeah.
Not only can she cook, y'all, she's like the whole package, and she takes photos. And all you TikTok influencers, trying to do that, this is the real deal.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I'm like sweat. I'm like, oh my God, I need to take this off. Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction. Yeah. So I started my aunt's flower shop when I was 15.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to homecoming and my parents were like, you got to get a job to like pay for everything. And I was like, well, cool. But I have soccer and stuff. They're like, go call auntie. See if you can like clean or whatever. So I called her and she's like, you can come after school and you can clean the shop. And so I did that through homecoming, but she's like, you have to tell me like, what are you going to buy with this? So I was like, shoes for homecoming. So I earned enough money to buy the shoes. And then it was Thanksgiving and she was like, you're going to start wrapping, bouquets and stuff like that because we're super busy. And then it just started evolving and evolving and evolving. And eventually I was doing weddings with her and the rest of the shop. And we were doing, all the corsages and boutonnieres and like the bouquets, the centerpieces, all that. And that's how I learned how to like take care of flowers, which essentially is produce if you think about it. And then I learned how to like write lists and make, things important, how to deliver stuff, how to set it up, how to like double check your list. If you forget something, you got to make it work so you don't forget anything. Yeah. So that's really how I learned the basis of presentation and showing up and making things look beautiful and making sure like all your T's are crossed.
Yeah,
constantly.
Especially with flowers that are delivered and it's such a big deal to the receiving person.
Yes.
Can you imagine if her flowers came like just thrown all in a box?
Oh my gosh, no. Like weddings and funerals, the two most important days of like one's life, right? Essentially. Like those are big deal. And you have to make sure you nail it every single time. And so she did. It was really stressful, but that's where I learned the basis of like taking care of produce and making things look beautiful.
Yeah. And that went into as she kind of grew up. But before you grew up, I want you to talk about cooking in the kitchen. Yeah. So like the styling came, but then she can also like bake and she could cook. And I always make fun of myself because I don't even know where the kitchen is in my house. So when Jenn...
Which is like, it's so shocking to me when people say that. I'm like, but wait, don't you? And they're just like, no, I can't. And that's okay. It is just, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's totally okay.
My kids are fed. My husband makes things. So everything's fine.
There's zero judgment. But that's why I'm here to like show other people they can do it.
Yes.
So.
And she does. So did it all start like with like grandma and mom? Or
so it was mainly my mom. Okay. And so we grew up in a household that like we did the meal planning and then we also did like the shopping for like 2 weeks because we were so busy with, you have 3 children. Yeah. There was only 2 of us and we were in all the sports.
Right.
So, my parents, and they were both working full time and they're like, okay, so this is what we're going to have these days. This is how we're going to shop for it and end of story. Mm-hmm. And so if we ran out of something or we ate something we didn't have, like we have to just make it work. Yeah. And like the one I can remember the most is tuna noodle casserole. If you're not from the Midwest, you probably don't know what that is, but it's essentially, it sounds disgusting, but it's actually really good. So
I've had it. I grew up in Kentucky and it doesn't matter what noodles you use, right?
No, it's just like pasta, like cooked pasta, cream of mushroom soup, and a can of tuna. And some milk. Wrong. It just sounds disgusting, but it's so delightful. Anyways, we didn't have one of the items. I can't remember. And Mom's like, we're still having this. I don't know. What?
There's no noodles.
Like we're going to just have it. That's it. And so we did. And like, that's how it always was. Like, okay, we don't have barbecue sauce. Great. Well, what else do we have in there to like put on the chicken or to base something with or whatever? So it kind of came out of that. And then mom was always like, you can make whatever you want as long as you clean up your mess. Because I have ADHD. I don't know if you've ever experienced ADHD.
Yeah.
But like you get into something and then halfway through it, you get exhausted.
Okay. And then you just quit making the recipe?
Yeah, you're just like, I'm done. I'm frustrated. I'm done.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, no, you're not.
Oh, you're finishing. We need dinner.
Oh yeah, you're gonna clean up the mess. Like it's 10 o'clock at night. I know you just make cookies, but you have to clean it up. Tears, all that stuff, and like so that. But that taught me like it's not just throwing some stuff in a pan and cooking it. Like part of the cooking process is also cleaning it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was allowed to make whatever I wanted as long as I cleaned it up.
That's good rules.
It is a good rule.
That's
I
good
hated
rules.
it growing
Yeah.
up, but now I'm like, well, you're smart.
Yeah.
You're pretty smart, mom.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
My 12-year-old's really into baking right now.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Sometimes putting away those things.
Yeah. Even
she
now I
forgets the
struggle with
rest.
that. Like I clean as I go.
Yes.
Everything's cleaned up. But like this morning I made cookies for you. So yeah. And so
Here's the backstory. So I let her in to the station, which is where we tape this podcast, and she has this whole box of cookies, which is right behind you.
Yeah.
I didn't notice. I put them right there on
Yes.
purpose. And I go, stop it. Are these the Reese's chocolate chip cookies? Because
Yes.
I saw on Instagram, this is the most requested recipe
It is.
of Jenn.
it is. However, I didn't have Reese's like shapes. I had the PCs, and I was like, it's
Stop.
essentially
Can
the
I just
same.
have
You're not allergic to like peanut butter or anything. Okay, good.
Who are we going to give all these to?
Well, Kenny's here, right?
Okay, I'm going to take the whole thing.
Okay, you take the whole thing.
Oh my God.
They're actually yours, but you can take them. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the secret to making the middle soft? Because this is now my favorite cookie.
Oh, thank you. Okay, great. So the secret is that you need a high temperature and you need it to like not cook all the way because it's going to carry over cook. Carry over cooking means when you take it out of whatever vessel, like the oven or off the stovetop, it's still hot enough that it's cooking still. So you cook it just enough that it's done, but it's still going to continue to cook. So it's still gooey in the middle. Yeah.
Jenn Thomas.
Yeah. So they're pretty good.
This is the best. Is this
Thanks.
your recipe? You just kind of came up with it in the
Oh
kitchen?
no, I just didn't kind of come up with it. I've been working on this chocolate chip cookie recipe for like 25 years now.
Stop it.
So this is like mine, but I always have different inclusions in it, like chips or pretzels or
Are you going to sell this? Make some money off of it?
if the right buyer's there, I'm happy to sell it to you.
You heard her. If the right buyer's there.
Yeah.
And I would consume this in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But I have to keep talking.
Yeah, my husband went to work this morning at 6 and I was like, do you want a cookie? And he's just like, at 6 in the morning? I was like, yeah.
Yeah, with a cup of coffee.
Yeah, and he turns around and he has 2 in his hands. He's like, I mean, whatever. And I was like, yeah.
So talk about your husband because he is so lucky. Now, does he cook
I would say the
too
same.
and help?
No, okay.
So you love cooking for him?
Yes, I love cooking for other people. I love especially cooking for him. On our first date, I was like, he's like, I'm just a meat and potatoes guy. I was like, that's great. If you want to date me, which you should, you don't have to like everything, but you have to try everything. Because I'm into trying everything.
Yep.
But when you don't like it, you have to tell me why. So, and it's not like offensively or anything. It's like, I don't like this broccoli. Why? Is it overcooked? Is it like you don't like it in the soup? Is it bitter? Like what is it about the broccoli you don't like?
Yeah.
Because then we can figure out like, is it broccoli in general you don't like, or is it how it's cooked?
Good for you.
So a lot of people are like, I hate tomatoes. I'm like,
Yes.
have you ever had a tomato picked? I just listened to the Farmer Lee Jones episode of you on the way here.
Is he not the best?
I work with them a lot.
I know.
And I
You
love
guys
them.
make a good team.
Oh my gosh. They're amazing out there.
Yeah.
They're like literally changing the world.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah.
Go back and listen to that podcast
Yeah, it's-
episode.
it's amazing.
Farmer Lee Jones. I don't remember. Episode 20 something.
Yeah.
Um,
So, but when people are like, I don't like a tomato, I'm like, have you ever had it warm off the vine? Because if you haven't had it warm off the vine, you haven't had a real tomato.
Yeah.
From the sunshine. So that's the whole thing. Like, I want to know why you don't like it.
Yeah.
And it's not, it can't just be like, it's gross. No. Tell me why.
Does he have favorites from you? Like favorite
Oh, yeah.
recipes or just...
In general, he loves any kind of meat that I cook.
Yeah.
In general. Meat and rice. I mean,
Uh-huh.
he's really easy to please. Yeah. I'll make like something like decadent and beautiful. And he's like, I just want the meat and the rice. Thanks.
That's my husband in
Yeah,
a
I'm like,
nutshell. I know. So when you talk about making it all pretty, with
yeah.
your stylist and your styling aspect and being a stylist, I guess you should say, there's some interesting things. Like I saw on your Instagram page, like how to make French fries look good in like a French fry container. Like it's all about, and you see, as I mentioned, the TikTok influencers doing all this stuff, but it's very funny, like what goes into making a product look good that you're seeing on social media or a commercial.
Yeah. So, and there is a difference between influencers and food stylists. And it's no dig on influencers. Like, I would love to be making their money. Don't, you know.
Yeah, but you're doing it the correct way.
Sure. So with the...
Listen to this, kids.
So, I worked with a lot of giant corporations, Crate and Barrel, Portillo's, Bono Beef. So when you're doing these like client shoots, they have an exact way they want every single French fry to look. They have an exact way of how they want the ketchup to look, how they want like the cheese dip to like dip when you're pulling the French fry out. So we try to make everything look super, super natural, but you also have to use some TV magic behind it, such as wetting a clean new tampon and then, steaming it with like hot water, and then you put it behind like fries and it looks like perfect steam. Stuff like that. I know. It's so much fun.
Jen, I never knew that.
Yeah. Or we did
Who knew a tampon could be used for more than just
a tampon? I know. It's so much fun. So you're just like playing with your food and playing with stuff. And like we did a Crate and Barrel holiday shoot in the middle of June. So we did a whole holiday table, and it is like 100 degrees in there because it's, even with the air conditioning, it's just hot. Right. And so we have this ginormous spread, and the food is just cold. It's just cold. And, so we have to make it look like it was nice and fresh. So, we're painting the turkey, and like the pies, like everything was dying underneath the lights because the lights are so hot. So we ended up using like Colgate Men's shaving cream. So we used that as like the whipped cream on there. And so because it doesn't dissolve.
I love behind the scenes.
Yeah. So it's just
really,
so you're just learning all these like little tricks and tips, and like you're pinning stuff through, and like the hot dogs, you're like, stabbing it with, wires to make it straight or to make it bend just right. Or
wait, speaking of hot dogs, tell me about the Home Alone doorknob heater.
Oh, that thing is my favorite.
I saw that on your Instagram. That is wild.
It's so much fun. So I went to a shoot in Chicago, and they were like, here, use this to mark. And I was like, how do I mark with this? I've never seen it before. But like the Home Alone door heater, if you've ever seen that movie, it's where he lights it up.
Favorite.
Right? Yeah. And he puts it on the doorknob, and then Merv touches it, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So this gets super, super hot, and it's actually just start a grill. So you're supposed to plug it in, which I don't think is safe. And then you put it on the grill, and it ignites it. Okay, I don't think that's safe at all. But so you use it, gets super hot, and then that's how you mark your hot dogs or like your perfect grill marks. Like, it's all fake.
That is such good stuff.
All fake. We did a giant Weber shoot for one of the Memorial Day or something, and every single thing on there was completely fake. It was all raw chicken. We just marked it, heated it up a little bit, brushed it with. It's all raw chicken.
So you talk about food waste.
So this is the dilemma, right?
Yeah.
This is the actual dilemma. So my biggest passion is food waste.
Yeah.
And then I'm doing these other shoots. So it's like, where can we stop the magic that we can still salvage all that food? There's some things that you should use, shaving cream for, right? Yeah. For what you're trying to do. But there's also some things that like, it doesn't have to be so fake the whole time. Yeah. And you can actually like salvage that food, because the whole time I'm just like, there is a literal famine happening. People are starving to death, and we are just chucking burgers into the garbage. Yeah. And it's super like, it makes you sick to your stomach. So that's the dilemma that, I'm currently running into. And a lot of people on the internet, they'll do food dumps into like trays, and they'll just throw it in they'll put like a whole block of Velveeta in there, and they'll dump like a whole giant thing of corn and all this stuff, and they'll put like raw meat, and they just throw it in the oven, they mix it together, and it's probably the most disgusting thing, and they call it like food, right? They call it a meal, and it's just like, you're wasting so much food, and you're abusing whatever animal died for this. Right. But I'm doing the same thing, so it's like this weird mental mental gymnastics you play.
She had a really fun thing at Christmas. I don't know if it's this past year, but the Kitschmas.
Oh, yeah.
She did the 12 days of Kitschmas. Yep. And man, if you're trying to figure out like what you could use in your kitchen for what meals, and we see all the things on the shelves all the time where we can order it off Amazon. It's like, okay, what do I use that knife for? Or what can make this recipe easier for the family so I can get it done quicker? What's the newest thing out there? Yeah. This was fun.
Thank you.
And she'll be doing stuff, all the time.
Yeah. So I hate one-use gadgets. It was like the thing of the 90s. My mom had like drawers full and it was so much fun to play with. And then when I went to culinary school and I started actually like getting serious about cooking, I was like, you don't need this. You just have to learn how to like use your knife. But not everybody's doing that, and that's okay. So I just want to like, let's get rid of all the extra stuff and like, let's just focus on things you need. So that was like the thought behind the 12 days of Kitschmas. And I've been coming up with things throughout the year that I use all the time. And I'm like, okay, now we're going to like make this into like a series. So I have a lot ready to go. Yeah. A lot in the works.
It's almost like, do you remember the Pampered Chef? Oh my God, my mom used to go to those parties all the time. It was just gadgets. She would just love. Yes. Like in the 80s. Yes. I just remember her like going to these parties and bringing all this Tupperware home and winning different prizes. But
don't get me wrong, I love that stuff. Yeah. Like, I love it.
But we don't have to have every single thing.
No, you don't. You have to have just certain things that you can use for multi-things.
Can you give us some basics of like what we need in our kitchen? Hey, if you're getting married, this is what to register for.
Yes. Okay, so I was thinking about that too. Like I have a lot of friends that are getting married. I was like, no. Like when you register for the stuff that you would never buy yourself. Register for a piece that's going to last you your entire life. So like Le Creuset. Get like the Le Creuset, the biggest pot you can find, register for that. And if you just get gift cards to use it, get that, and you're going to have that your entire life as long as you take care of it. So stuff like that you can use for multiple things.
Good knife set.
A great knife set. You don't need a complete 12 piece. Like I don't use 12 piece. Yeah. And I'm a professional chef. So I usually use like 3 different knives, and the Headley and Bennett ones, and all this stuff is on my Instagram too. So the Headley and Bennett ones, they're created by a chef for young chefs. They're light, they sharpen really great, and they're like $110. Wow. And it'll last you your entire life.
Your entire life.
Your entire life, as long as you take care of it.
That's what they say, that people don't want to. I know when I was young, I didn't want to spend the money on the certain tools because I didn't really know what I was doing in the kitchen anyway.
Right, yeah.
And then everybody would always say, you need to buy the expensive stuff, that way it lasts you, because then you're just buying things like every few years.
Yeah. Have you ever had like a pot and pan set that you got from a big box store, right? Yes. And it was like $200 some, and then like a couple years later it's like peeling or it's like bowed or something. Yes. Like no.
Yeah, that holiday special.
No, exactly. And they're great gifts, and they're but it's like, no, you want something that like they can pass down if they want to. Yeah.
So those
pots and pans are not gonna laugh.
Great idea.
Yeah.
So Jenn has so many things on her resume. You were at the U.S. Open.
I did.
This is fun. Like this is something like not everybody gets to go to, and she's like behind the scenes feeding the golfers' families. Yeah. And tell us a little bit about
it. Was really cool. So to back up from the U.S., it was the U.S. Golf Open. A lot of people get that confused. The U.S. Tennis Open. Yeah. So the U.S. Golf Open, about a year before, I was working at the Chef's Garden. And they do this thing every year. It's called Roots, and it's for like their top 100 customers. And so Jamie Simpson, who is the executive chef out there at the Chef's Garden, he pulls in all of his buddies from around the United States, and they come in and they just create these amazing meals. And so one of the chefs that were there, he was the former presidential chef for Obama and Trump's first administration. Yeah. And so him and I hit it off. And so I reached out to him. I was like, hey, do you have anything that I can come and help you with? He's like, we're doing the U.S. Golf Open. You want to come? I was like, yeah, let's go. So that's how I ended up being there. So.
Wow. Yeah. I didn't know that part. Oh. That's so cool.
And you would never know that he has cooked for every single major person in the world. Like, he's so humble, but he's such a teacher. And so anyway, so we went there, and I was the lead chef for the golfers. So they had their own food. So it was a very, very strict diet. So I got to work with the USGA chefs and nutritionists. And then I also cook for their families and their, coaches. And then like the Oakmont Country Club members. Yeah. They got like meatballs and stuff. They were like, we want some meatballs and chicken wings. We're like, done.
Yeah,
okay.
I can do that with my eyes closed.
Yeah, we're like, great, let's drop it in the fryer. Let's go.
I have met the chef that like would cook for the Cleveland Cavaliers, the NBA team here in town. And it's like, that's the hardest part, I think, cooking for celebrities or athletes.
Yeah.
Is the strict diets that you have to juggle to figure out what they're going to eat and like.
Right, because you want to be so creative and you want to wow them, at the same time, like, they can't eat that.
Right.
Well, we had one of the golfers coming through, and we also had a smoothie bar, and it was anything you could ever want in a smoothie. And so we put one of our most bubbly people on it, and she was the smoothie girl. So she comes up and make smoothies for everybody, and she's making it for the golfers. And he went out and he hit a hole in one that day. I cannot remember his name. I'm so sorry. But if you look up the U.S. Open this year, you'll find out who it is. So he comes back in the next day and he's just like, I've been thinking about that smoothie the whole night. And I think it's the reason why I hit the hole in one. So
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, and so she was like, oh my God, she was like the cutest thing ever. He's like, so if you could just remake that smoothie, that'd be great.
She's like, shoot, what did I do?
Oh yeah, and so like he was like the kindest thing ever. But it's like stuff like that like you're like, oh, that's why I do it. It's not for like the celebrity, and it's not for like the big names. It's for like the everyday cook and line cook I'm working with that gets so much joy out of creating for other people.
Yes. And when they tell you in return, like, how good it was, or that's why I hit the hole in one, like,
he's like,
things.
And she's like, it's fruit in a smoothie. It's fruit in a blender.
Blended up some strawberries and blueberries.
It's literally what she did. And we're like, but you did it. And he's like, well, you did it with love. And he was so kind and so sweet, but like, he didn't have to say anything.
So Rachael Ray was also a really cool story, and I know that Farmer Lee Jones has worked with her too.
Yeah.
Loves her, and I love
She's
hearing
a doll.
behind the stories and scenes with her. And him. But this is cool for you too.
So I was 24, and I was bartending, and I hated everything. And because I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. I just know I like this restaurant life, but I don't want to be a lifer. Here I am 20-some years later. I'm never going to leave it. So I had the flu, like really, really bad. Middle of the summer. I'm at home, with a fever dreaming it up. And Rachael Ray was on like her 30-minute meals, and I think her show had just started, her like daytime talk show. And she's like, hey, any home cooks out there? Do you think you can cook? Come to New York City and prove it to me. And I was like, okay, like fever dreaming it. And so I designed out of nowhere a lasagna burger. So it's essentially you take a meatball and you just smash it into a patty, and then you put some bechamel sauce on it instead of mayo. And then I made lasagna leaves and I put them on there for like the lettuce leaves. I mean, I was so delirious. Gosh. And then I took the buns and I made them into like garlic bread.
Ooh, yum.
So turned on the video camera, did it. It was edited, and it was sent in on a Friday. They called me Monday, and Wednesday morning I was in New York City. And I was like, what am I doing here?
Did you still have the flu?
Yeah, I was like, no, I like the flu, like it was a little bit still fevery when I made the video. Because I was like, whatever, and
that's wild.
Crazy.
Time out. That reminds me of Michael Jordan. Remember he had like the best basketball game when he had the flu?
Oh, I'm sure.
One of his best basketball games, he had the flu.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. This is you. You're
me.
the Michael Jordan of the the culinary world.
Yes, you can see it on my rings and on my paychecks.
Oh my God, this is funny. Okay, so then you get to New York.
I get to New York.
Are you on Rachel's show?
Yeah, so we get in, I meet all the other people, and I'm the baby. I've never traveled anywhere, especially by myself. Like, I've been to like the beach growing up, right? Never really anywhere. I have no idea what food is. I think I do, but I don't know. And so we get there, and these people that I'm with have been traveling all over the world, and they're talking about where they've gone and the spices, and I'm just like, what am I doing here? So we're all sitting down at this dinner, and I'm just freaking out. And Rachael Ray comes in, and we all like freak out. And she's like, oh my gosh, enjoy this last dinner because you're going to cook tomorrow morning. Bye. And I'm like, I don't think I should be here. I think I need to go home. So anyways, we had these challenges, and I had no idea what I was doing. And I was like, I'm just going to cook how I cook at home. Because I was trying to like compare myself to everyone else in the show with all this like experience from like traveling, and I had never had salmon before. I had salmon, and I was like, ooh, taste this. And the guy I like asked to taste it, he's like, I live in Seattle. It's like chicken. And I was like, okay, got it. That's cool. Whatever.
Where are you today?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
He's actually like one of my good buddies.
Okay.
But still, he was just like, Jen, it's like chicken. And they were all so sweet to me because they knew I was just like, I'm a baby. I don't know what I'm doing because I had no idea.
Right.
And so, anyways, we go through all these competitions and I'm winning it. And I'm like, I still shouldn't be here. And then I lose one. And then I come back and like the very last show, I'm up for the championship, right? I'm like, this is going to be cool. And they were like, we're going to cook for our special guests. And I was like, yay. And they brought out this woman and I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I cannot wait. Like, yay. We do this like shoot. And as soon as the cameras turned off, I was like, I have no idea who you are.
You said that?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know who you are. I was like, it could have been Kermit the Frog. I have no idea. And it was Marsha Cross, who was very sweet and very kind. And she was laughing about it. And I was like, there's like no offense. I just don't know who anybody is. So anyways, I ended up winning the whole competition. And I came home that night, like, through the roof. I'm like, I'm the best cook in the world. I'm the smartest person alive. I'm amazing. I burnt dinner so bad that we went to Taco Bell.
That same night you got home?
Same day I won. Because we shot it in the morning and I won and they put you directly on a plane. So I'm home and I'm like, I can't tell anybody, but I'm just like, I'm so amazing, you guys. I'm so good. And I burn it so bad.
That is so funny.
Yes. So just
Were
know.
you married at that point?
No, I was not even engaged or anything. No. So it was just, I was the guy I was dating. So I was like, okay. And we were just laughing. I was like, this is real deal
He's
here.
thinking, you did not go far on that show. All right. What are we going to do with our lives now?
Yeah. So anyways, no. But yeah, so just know that like, you're only as good as your last meal. I mean...
That's what we say. You're only as good as your last show when I anchor the news.
Yeah, you know.
That is a great story. So
Yeah.
have you stayed in contact?
Yeah, so I
over
did
the
it.
years?
Well, I did a couple other shows with her. Like I was on repeat shows of her. So, which was really fun. And it went through like all the stages of my like young adult life, which is so bizarre to watch now. I'm like, God, what a baby. How inexperienced. But now I travel by myself everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to try everything. I want to eat everything. I want to know as much as I can. So yeah, we stayed in touch. I mean, it's not like we're texting each other, but fast forward 10 years, about 10 years, I'm in Chicago. I just graduated from culinary school. I'm on like a scholarship with James Beard. I'm in Chicago and we're opening a restaurant. And so we're in the middle of this opening and this woman walks in and I was like, are you Katie Darnaby? And she's just like, yeah. And I was like, oh my God, your husband's Andrew. And she's like, how do you know my husband? And I was like, well, let me back this up a little bit. Here, it was Rachael Ray's like right-hand guy that I met on the show. And this is like when Facebook first started taking off. So I was following him and I was following him and Katie like dating and falling in love and getting married. And here she is in Chicago as the PR person for the restaurant. And I was like, she's like, oh, I know who you are. I'm like, I'm sorry. That was a really weird.
Almost punched you in the face.
Yeah, I'm like, I know your husband. So
that is wild.
it's wild. So he's in Chicago scene. He has a podcast, you know, and he's still doing all of his Rachael Ray stuff with her.
Yeah.
And so we've kept in contact through that. And through producing live culinary events, Rachel's there a lot. So it's fun. I get to still work with her. But, you know, I'm in a little more control.
Yeah.
A lot more control.
Oh my God, this is a great story. Okay, so then next comes Guy Fieri.
Yeah.
Now, were you with him when he made the lobster nachos?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because I saw the video on your Instagram. I'm like, are you the one filming?
Yeah. So
If you haven't seen his lobster nachos, like literally...
he has
about right?
And it's like, yeah, it's not beer can, it's trash can nachos. So if you ever go to his restaurants or like any of his videos, he has trash can nachos. And it's like the way nachos should be made, right? So it's like layers.
My favorite thing.
So it's like chips, meat, sauce, chips, meat, sauce, all like, you know, boom, 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 like Guy Fieri style. And they put into this trash can, they bring it to your, it's like a 10-pound can, you know, it's like a can. They bring it to your table and then they reveal it by lifting it off and it all kind of falls, but it's all like mixed and it's all a little soggy, like how it should be. So I produce I'm a co-producer for the culinary demonstrations at Aspen, South Beach, New York, and Charleston.
Wow.
So I get to work with these like big chefs And so when you come to Aspen, when you're invited to Aspen, like you kick it up a huge notch. Like, you know, Guy usually wears t-shirts at all of his events, you know, because it's like that's what he's comfortable in, whatever. But there, you know, he wears a chef's coat.
Yes.
That's the level. So he wanted to make beer can or trash can chicken or trash can nachos. I'm sorry. He wanted to make trash can nachos, but he made them with lobster. Let me just tell you.
Is it the best thing?
It was the best thing. It was so good. It was so good. And you know, because he's Guy Fieri, everyone's like, I'll donate my lobster. I'll donate this.
Right.
I'll do this. And you know, so people are like flying in lobsters like in their suitcase and like bring it to us like on a pillow. Like, here you are, sir.
Whatever you want, King.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he was just so gracious and stuff.
He seems just so fun in person anyway. For
being as...
You guys would get along really well.
Yeah. For being how big he is, he's just so kind, you know? And the give back that he has with all of his organizations and like they feed veterans and they go into like places that are destroyed. Like he's, you know, he's what you strive to be as a chef,
Absolutely.
I think.
And I think, as you have mentioned to me before, it's not always been easy in this industry.
No.
It is a very male-dominated industry.
Yes.
So talk about how you have overcome that.
Well, I don't know if I've overcome it. I think I'm just like plowing right in the middle.
There needs to be more work to be done.
Yes.
And so what were some of the struggles in the business that you dealt with?
Well, I mean, I think they're ongoing, and I think this is just going to be like part of like every woman's story. And I think that's okay because we're all together in it. We all have an understanding. I worked for a lot of chefs and organizations, even some women chefs that don't like other women. And a lot of men don't like women because they are... I don't really know, actually. So it's just been like this huge struggle. There's a lot, if you look at a lot of the festivals or a lot of like the big shows, it's all men headlining it. It's mainly men. And there's a lot of women that can cook. Yeah. And, you know, and so it's like, how do we make our name without like being shrill and without being like, look at me, like I need attention too. You know, how do you make that name? And I'm really not sure yet, except for I'm just putting all the work in and I'm giving good product and I'm being consistent and I am, you know, just doing my best.
Yeah.
When I was in culinary school, it was all guys, mainly. There was a couple women in there, but it was mainly all guys. And no, I'm best friends with all these people. They're like my people. But when we were in school, we had this chef who was in, I forget what war he fought in, but he was like this big general. And so he was very, very militant. And he would just like come through and you would just like sweat. Like anytime I think about him, I'm just like, my back is like straighter. I'm like, is my hair like in my face? Like, you know, he was very, very militant. And one day he said to me, he's like, your voice cuts through. Like, not in a good way. And I was like, maybe if you would listen to me, it would be fine. And then he said, you can edit this out if you don't like this, but he said, for somebody who doesn't have a dick, yours is the biggest. And I was like, thanks. Thank you so much. And he meant it.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Yes, he meant it to like cut me down and like not in a bad way because he wanted us to be humble. But I was like,
you were not going to take that.
I was like, of course mine is the biggest because it has to be. I have to be bigger than that. I have to be cleaner. I have to be sharper. I have to be perfect compared to these guys that roll in.
Yeah.
Not, you know, their homework isn't done, you know, their knife cuts are terrible, and they're just here being themselves and they get promoted above you, which is really
frustrating.
Yeah. So I just have to be on it constantly, which is exhausting.
Right.
Yeah.
What can we do to change that?
I don't know. And that's why I think like just finding your pack.
Yeah.
At this point for me, I'm just really trying to like find my pack and hone in on that. And I have a lot of like amazing women and men that are super supportive. I have a lot of men who are super supportive.
You talk about your team a lot, though. On your website, on all your social media. It's just, I love my team. I love it doesn't matter what thing you guys are at, or if you're just cooking at your house, it's like, I love my team. And it's so important.
They're my family. Like, I'm not being cliche about this, but I travel a lot. I travel so much. And over the summer, I was gone for 7.5 weeks straight. Like, that's a lot of time. I see them more than I see my own family. I really do. And, you know, we're together, good, bad, ugly. everything. We had a really, really bad event. And it was very destructive. And so in the middle of the night, I pulled my team out. I was like, we're done.
Yeah.
I don't feel safe at all. And I was just like, oh, this is career ending. We're done. Like, let's pack it up and let's go home and let's just crumble. And one of the woman's husband called me and he's like, thank you, because she would not have left. And he's like, you are protecting them and they don't know that. And I was just like, if something were to happen to any one of them, I would never forgive myself ever, because these people are my literal family and I take care of them like they're my family. Like, I make sure, like, as best as I can, that like you're mentally, emotionally, physically taken care of when you're on these trips, and you can be the best person you can be. I don't know. It's just one thing about like finding your tribe, men and women. And I'm really, really fortunate that I can travel and I have a lot of people to choose from. So it's really, it's fun. Yeah.
I feel like everybody kind of needs their tribe, no matter, what kind of industry that they're in, because I think we all struggle with things in any particular job. You talk about your eating disorder as well, which I didn't know about that. And so what time frame was this in your life?
So it was in my early 20s.
Yeah.
And if you or somebody that you know has had an eating disorder, like, you always struggle with it. It's always, for me at least, like, I was very restrictive and I wanted to be perfect. And so when I was in my early 20s, I restricted so hard that I was not myself. And I hated everything, including myself, so much. And so I had this awesome therapist who said, you like doing things for other people. Why don't you like cook dinner for your family? And I was like, okay, whatever. And so I did. And she's like, how'd that make you feel? I was like, good. She's like, did you taste the food? And I was like, yeah. She's like, that's great. Why don't you make them a cake? I'm like, okay. So we started doing that. And she was so smart, because she's like, your brain needs fat to function, but you are so afraid of fat because it's not perfect. Wow. So it needs that to function. And by tasting this food, you're adding some fat to your diet, but you're also giving to somebody else that you love. Yeah. And so through that process, it took a long time. Through that process, like, I learned to love food and I learned to give food as like a gift. And I just learned to start to love myself through food. And I think that's why I'm so obsessed with food. I've had a lot of counselors say, like, you have a very unhealthy relationship with food. I'm like, yeah.
Hello.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? Have you seen the world?
Yeah, exactly.
Have you turned the TV on?
Seriously?
Yeah. Yeah. And so at one point I was like, I'm going to be a nutritionist. And I was like, no. Like, I just have to learn to, like, not make that my entire life, but also I have to learn to just continue to learn and grow and love food. And I think that's why food is so fascinating for me to learn about. Yeah. Yeah. And I want to use food.
There are ways to eat food that's healthy. There are ways
healthy.
Hey, it's okay to cheat. It's okay to have
It's
cake.
fine.
It's okay. Like, right.
Yeah.
And so through your struggles, you saw the benefits of food and then would turn around and bless other people.
Yeah.
Through what you were struggling with. Isn't that crazy how that works?
It's insane. Like, she was so brilliant. Yeah. And I remember somebody saying, if you're going to have a cookie, have a damn cookie. Yeah. And I'm like, good, because I make really good cookies. I'm like, yep.
Yeah, she does.
I'm like, butter, Kerrygold butter, yes. The best salt, yes. Like, use the best stuff for the best thing. Like, we're not going to sit here and have 14 of them. Yeah. We could. But, like, I'm not going to feel guilty about having a cookie. Yeah. I'm not going to feel guilty about, like, putting cream in something, because it's so good, right? But I'm also going to find balance in, like, taking care of myself. Yeah. Have I found that complete balance? No.
Has any of us figured out life? Every day's a new day.
Yeah, and every 3 weeks or months or whatever, it's like, this thing is not what you want for your body anymore. You want to use this Pilates machine, and then this, and then running is good for you. No, it's not. Walking's good for you.
Good for you.
No, it's not.
You're gonna die tomorrow if you have another cup.
Right? Like, how do I just stop? Yeah. So it's this constant balance, and I think it's just like one of those lifelong things. I'm like, okay, and going into perimenopause. Yeah, I don't know if you know anything about that.
Okay, well, not yet, but I've heard. I feel like I am. In fact, I went to the doctor, and they're like, "You're not yet."
You're like,
okay.
You're like, you're a liar.
Tell us what's going on.
Yeah. So I had a hysterectomy in 2019.
Okay.
So since then I was like hot flash and hard and like all these things were changing and they're like, well, it's because you had a hysterectomy. And I was like, cool, but what do I do about that? Like, I need a doctor that can help me. And so finally my doctor gave me estrogen and I was like, oh, there you are. There it is.
There you are.
There you are.
Yeah.
But it's like the new normal now. Like I'm never going to be that like 20-year-old who has a metabolism of Taco Bell and Cheerios and beer. Like, no.
Right? And be a size
Zero.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't even think I was a size 0 coming out of the womb. I've never seen that size.
no. And I'm like, okay, but it's like, you have to learn how to just like make a balance of it all and like how to accept and love. And it's not easy, but it's part of life, I think.
Yeah.
And I think, let's go back to influencers, that's growing up in media, geez, like, especially like in the early 2000s, I can't believe, like, I thought it was like, yes, this is the thing. But, when they're calling Kate Winslet fat? I'm like, oh,
It's unbelievable. You're
she's
always having
Yes.
to, I don't know, make yourself what other people
Yes,
want.
yeah.
As you said, I've been in this industry for 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, I was pregnant 3 different times. That was a problem for some people. Apparently I was fat, right? What are we doing? Nobody asked you for your comment, but that is how the world is. But do you want to know why? It's because they're unhappy
Yes.
with their lives. And I have talked to so many people who want to get in this industry, want to be front and center with, what you're doing, that you're going to get criticized.
everybody has something to
Yes,
say.
you have to be able to shake it off, as Taylor Swift says,
Yes.
and keep going, because really the reason is that they're unhappy with their life and what's going on, so they want to make somebody else.
Yes. I mean, you
feel
look at
the
these
pain
people
they're
that,
going through.
yes, look at these people that are making these comments. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry.
I know it.
I'm sorry.
I'm
Let's
sorry.
talk about you for a second.
Like my nails fell off, and I haven't had time to get it done. And my appointment's tomorrow.
Yes, right.
Do you know that I got an email?
No.
She's like, your fingernails look terrible. You should fix those.
Okay.
And I wrote back, really? It's not the new style? 3 nails missing? You haven't heard, sweetheart. You should leave 3 fingernails
How
untended.
do you not know this trend? What a loser.
So, it's
People are
it's
just so,
stupid stuff.
but that's
Yeah.
the thing. You have people that do not know your life and they think you should be perfect, especially you being so front and center all the time.
Yeah.
Like you have to be on even going, I don't even to get gas.
Yeah, to the grocery store.
Yeah. Like, my God, if you guys
And I'm
would've-
not, this is not, it's not happening. I'm usually in a bun at this point in the day.
This morning I was like, I cannot wait to wash my hair. And my husband's
God,
like,
me too.
When did you wash it? I was like, Thursday. Today's Tuesday. I don't know.
And my husband says, your favorite thing is to come home and take a shower and just, like, I go peel my face
Yes.
off. Like the 10 layers that I've put
Yeah.
on. Yes, that is my favorite
Yeah,
thing to do.
yeah. And so
But-
it's like finding realism.
Yeah.
Because let's just face it, even though people are influencers, or I don't want to say influencers, but a lot of people that have become famous on social media, they're still doing what we did 20 years ago, but it's being edited by themselves,
Right.
And so I'm trying to be very real, which is really hard. Like, one of my Instagrams when I did the 12 days of Kitschmas, like I did it in the morning and I had just had abdominal surgery like a week prior to that. And I was like, wash my hair? Are you out of your mind? But I made a commitment to myself to put these on. And I was like, I gotta do this.
You look fabulous. I would have never known you just had abdominal surgery,
and
by the way.
I was like, hey, buy this tape dispenser. Yay. I was like,
Cut.
I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. It's just so hard because you're just
Yeah.
like, you see yourself in a different light and you're like, oh my gosh, people are going to say something. So I think it's a nonstop battle.
Yeah.
It's just a never ending battle. And you just, I think everybody has something that they're fighting their entire life, whether they like to admit it or not.
Right. And then comparing yourself to those on social media.
Oh yeah.
Just half the stuff's AI anyway, so.
Yeah. Right.
fake, so
I mean,
forget it.
I know back in the 2000s, it was magazines.
Yes.
And so magazines, like when I was going through it, I was like, no more magazines. Like we're not buying them because the Martha Stewart brides.
Yes.
Those magazines are so beautiful.
Yes.
Well, they were. I haven't seen in a while, but like People magazine and like I love all that stuff. I was like, okay, we have to get away from like the faces because they're just fake.
Yeah. It's
just fake.
Very true.
Yeah. And so food. Now we read Food and Wine.
So there we go. And that wraps it up.
And end the story.
You got to check out her Instagram page, and it is Jenn Can Cook because she can, and she's the best. And then her website is the same, right? JennCanCook.com.
It is. Jen with 2 N's, yeah.
Jen with 2 N's.
Yes.
And she's just such a fun follow, and we just love when we see her name on the list to be on the morning
thank you
show
so much.
at Fox
It's so
8.
much fun.
So you do and that's like nothing for her to come on for like a 4-minute when she's preparing for all these huge events.
No,
and
this
stuff.
is the fun part.
This is the fun part.
This is the fun part. Yeah, this is why you do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
She's been to Hawaii. I mean,
it's been fun.
She's a travel girl.
Yeah.
You love it.
It's funny coming from like going to New York City being like, what am I doing here? To now I'm just like, let's go to Hawaii and let's throw some fish down. Let's go. I never thought I was going to do that.
I know.
It's great.
It's fun.
Yeah.
So check her out. I'll put all the information.
Thank you so
I feel like
much.
we could just keep going.
Yes.
You are so fun.
Oh my gosh,
keep
thank you.
doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Because it really, I think you're changing lives, and you're teaching all of us who don't know how to cook.
Well, that's the point.
So
That's
you don't
the
have
point.
to take a picture of your food when you're done like Jen, because she's a professional.
No,
you
don't do
can.
that. I mean, you can, but then your
But-
dog is going to get, it's a thing.
I'll
It's
take
just
a picture of my bowl of
thing.
cereal.
Exactly.
Always really pretty. Okay, we're leaving.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Jen.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everybody.